watching. Peace and blessings, everyone. It's your girl Mocaso, and we are here for another Women in the Metaverse. And I'm super excited to have Miss Jazzy here in the WIM Treehouse today with us. And to anybody that's watching on the stream or on the replay, I appreciate you all as well, because you guys know on Mondays we come together and have these iron sharpening conversations to talk about the different things that are going on. And you know, all month long our theme here in the Raw DAO and the P2d Raw Network has been variations. So in January we talked all about the variations of ourself. In February we talked all about variations of history, and this month we've been talking all about the different variations of technology. Now, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the different variations of the internet, and it was so good that last week I had to go and replay the streams on a bunch of different platforms. I didn't even want to make another video until I spreaded that one a little bit more. So I'm super excited to be back with another message. And you guys know today we are going to be talking about variations of the metaverse. Yes, we have to talk about it because we are here being about it. And whether you know it or not, you will be in the metaverse sooner than later as well. So I want to talk about the different variations of the metaverse so that people can understand it a little bit more. And again, always come back to these and check it out. You know, use them for some reference. So and then next week we'll be talking about variations of AI, because I know that's been a very hot topic, and I love me some AI. I'm not even gonna lie to you, and I want to talk about the different variations of it. So, but back on topic for today, variations of the metaverse. So first of all, let me go into what the different variations of the metaverses are, because again, you may have heard about it but may not understand them. And you guys know, recently when I've been doing these different variations, I give you like the idea of it and then a little bit about it, so that again you can use these videos as references. So the virtual world metaverse. This is the most common concept of the metaverse, a virtual world that can be explored through an avatar. Users can interact with each other, engage in activities, and even create their own content within the virtual world. That is what you guys see us in right now. This is the common metaverse. And now there's not one specific metaverse. This is a platform, you know, so we are on spatial platform, and then we each have our own worlds within this metaverse here. But then you can have different platforms like Decentraland, you know, and then everybody has their own plot and they're building their own world on there. So you can have these different platforms that have different metaverses. And so one of the key things that I love hearing in these spaces is this word called interoperability, where you can take something that you have and transform them throughout these different metaverses, or have different variations for each different metaverse that you go into, because each metaverse has its own perk, right? Like I said, spatial here, this is phone friendly, VR friendly, computer friendly, so it's very easy for anybody to get in here, very easy for anybody to start their own world and get building and going in the metaverse. Whereas then you have, like I said, something like Decentraland, where it's very much a different style. It's very much more like everything is pixel, and if you enjoy computer games and like really being able to interact and just run around the space and do cool things with, you know, people in the metaverse, Decentraland may be something that you even enjoy more, collecting wearables and, you know, really enjoying more of the experience. Again, you start to see that there's different platforms for different things, and I think in the future we will continue to see more of them. Like, for example, Facebook just changed their name to Meta. Why? Because they have a whole metaverse called Horizon that they are building their community with. And we know everybody basically has a Facebook and already uses their Facebook to connect to something. So really, it's only going to take a flip of a switch to push the masses to say, hey, okay, everybody now has this Oculus, everybody now is in the metaverse, and everybody, chews up with your metaverse. But again, everything's already hooked there, and it's going to make it easy for them to kind of try to streamline. And again, I think people again will find what works for them. And so moving on to some more variations of the metaverse, we also have the AR metaverse, which is an augmented reality metaverse, which will blend the virtual reality with the real world. Now, users would be able to interact with virtual objects and characters overlaid on the real world through an AR headset or other devices. Now, at first you might think like, wait, that sounds crazy, but you guys see me and Jazzy's avatar. Now, of course, we're just avatars right here in the metaverse, but we're both wearing sunglasses. And I mean, I think it sets our outfits off. Now, imagine if in the real world, we all already wear sunglasses or regular glasses or different variations, or are used to that concept at least. And guess what? It's as simple as the AR being in your sunglasses or on your regular glasses. It's not this big bulky headset, and it even goes down to them even being in your contact lenses, or in different ways that, again, your watch, or different ways that you'll be able to interact with it. Right now, the simplest is just through your phone. You can hold up your phone and see an entire different experience in the world. One of the really cool metaverses that I've seen is Over Metaverse, and what's really cool is that you buy the airspace as an NFT. And so like I could buy some airspace here in Las Vegas, and maybe somewhere right on the strip, like in front of the Bellagio. Like I spend $1,000 on that space right there. So whenever anybody goes by that, if they're on Over Metaverse and they look at the filter that's right there, it will be my filter. So I can put up whatever I like there. I can put up a whole nother water fountain, or my art, or a store, or again, whatever I wanted to build in my little AR floating space, it would look like that as a filter. And so I don't think people realize how powerful these filters are going to be, and even this airspace, and how valuable it is. So it's going to be very interesting when we talk about virtual reality, real reality, and the mixture of the both of them. So be on the lookout for those. Those are like the main three that you'll see. Again, that VR, AR, or MR, which is mixed reality as well. And then there's some other ones, such as the gaming metaverse. Now, this is the variation of the metaverse that will focus primarily on gaming and esports. Users would be able to compete in multiplayer games and tournaments and interact with each other within a virtual gaming world. Now, why this is important, and I have to mention it, is because right now we understand that pro athletes get paid so much money. Well, they're about to get paid even more by being in a laptop. So think about all those kids that have been playing these games their whole life, been balling out on Madden and 2K, and are actually about to be able to get paid like they're these real basketball players, because they can do it in a game. And now how undervalued it's going to also become to do it in real life when you can do it the same in a game. And we're going to start to see this shift as more kids start to game, and even tournaments in general, without it being taking over necessarily the in real life aspects. It's becoming a big thing again for tournaments and people to take gaming serious in that in general. So Jazzy, if you wanted to add anything, feel free to drop it in the comments. Otherwise, welcome to the space. We are here for another Women in the Metaverse. I'm just talking about different variations of the metaverse. The next one is going to be the social metaverse. Now, this type of metaverse would be centered around social interaction and communications. Users would be able to create their own digital personas, engage in conversations, and participate in virtual events. Now, again, like I said, this is a metaverse where you can come and build your own spaces and host your own events. There's some other metaverses that are strictly templates where you go in and you just use the spaces, you use the clothes, you use the avatars, and you customize them using AI actually to change the patterns of everything. Or even another metaverse where I've seen called Nowhere Metaverse, where it's still virtual, where you can see your face because you have to set up your web camera, but the rest of your body is a pod. And so it's still this different way of being able to interact with each other, but again, in this virtual way. So very exciting for that one. I see we've got some cool characters out here. Love the avatar. Awesome. Oh yeah, very soothing in the hot tub. Love it. And see, this is why I love the metaverse, because if we were just over here recording a podcast in my house, I mean, doing our pedicures would be pretty cool, but seeing a really cool skydiving avatar jump in the hot tub is a little cooler as well. And so some of the other metaverses or variations of the metaverse will also be the blockchain metaverse. Now, this is a blockchain based metaverse that would be based on a decentralized network where users could own and trade virtual assets using cryptocurrency. This type of metaverse will prioritize security and privacy. Now, the whole key, as I've told you guys in many of these episodes, is when you hear decentralized, again, think peer-to-peer. Like, how can I have it, you need it, we trade it directly. And it'd be very transparent for everyone to see who owns what, where it came from, and, where it's going at that point as well. Then we also have the education metaverse. This variation of the metaverse would be focused on education and learning. Users would be able to attend virtual classes and lectures, engage in interactive educational content, and collaborate on projects with users. Now, one of my favorite commercials that I've played here was one of the Facebook commercials where they actually showed how people would be coming into the metaverse with the headsets and experiencing a lecture and being able to see molecules larger than life, and also even working in the metaverse. But more so, again, when it comes to education, how now you can enable people from all over to be able to learn how to play all kind of instruments without the burden of having to buy them or having access to it. And again, how it just enables that. And so again, with talking about all these different variations of the metaverse, I more importantly wanted to talk about why then any of our listeners right now would think about why they should actually come and step into the metaverse. Because again, I've talked about it in so many different ways when we talk about, the future and this fourth industrial revolution, and, we can see AI is now here, and again, Facebook turning into Meta, and all these big storylines that are happening. But how is it really affecting you and us and businesses and people and creators, and how can we be a part of this? And I say by simply being a part of it, right? Like I said, by coming into the metaverse. That's why we even host this Women in the Metaverse meetup every Monday, to just open the space so that women can come and learn and hear these different things, and then record it to pass it on. And I see all those that are watching on Spotify or Anchor or Amazon or wherever you're listening on YouTube. Again, no matter how late it is, we see that growth. And again, I know that there are women or just people in general looking for this information. And so, but there are other real benefits, again, for coming into the metaverse. And so I'm going to share a few of them. And then I have a question that I have for everyone, because I know I've been rambling on, but I hope you guys have enjoyed opening up your mind about the different variations of the metaverse, because like I said, it is vast, and I want you to pick a rabbit hole and go learn about it a little bit more. But for fun, I would also like to know what's one thing that you would like to do in the metaverse, whether that's for fun, for your business, or if you got an idea for both and want to share about both. I want to know what's one thing you want to do in the metaverse. But before we go into that question, let me tell you guys about some of the benefits of you, or again, you getting a business and bringing it into the metaverse. So number one, expanded reach and customer base. Now again, this is why I said you can be a creator. You can just be somebody that likes to meet other people. But most importantly, if you take your business or a hobby and transform it into a business that you're ready to grow and pass on, that you want to have throughout these next few transitions, again, finding that business that you can bring into here is going to help you maximize it, because now we're about to go on a global level. You're about to have a global audience, and that's going to allow your business to expand beyond your traditional geographic boundaries. So imagine when you were over here doing your business plan before and you calculated like, oh, well, I should be able to make this amount of money because I'll get this amount of traffic. Well, now that traffic becomes limitless, because you can really come into the metaverse, and we've seen a few people pass through here, just with us sitting here, 2 other people pass through here, and I'm pretty sure one of them was probably on a different continent. Just of the chances, because of all of the different places that everybody on this platform is from. And all I had to do was be in here and turn my space on live and allow people to come in here through the space. And that's the amazing thing, again, about being able to take your audience global. And welcome, Lo-Fi, welcome. A next great benefit is increased engagement. Now, providing a virtual experience for customers, businesses can increase engagement and interaction with their brand. And this can increase loyalty from your customers and repeat businesses. Now, this is one of my favorite businesses whenever I'm talking to a client or to somebody and I'm telling them, like, the power of going physical to digital. It's this idea of increased engagement, right? In one of our spaces, we have a bunch of studios that we help with different YouTubers, and we're telling them, okay, come in here and record your space, but then also host a party for your viewers to come and watch it with you. Give them another level of engagement that they've never gotten before. Increase that, really be there with them. And that's how you start to maximize the power of the metaverse when you have that. And so, welcome, Lo-Fi. Feel free to drop any comments that you would like to add in the chat if you want to add anything. We're just talking about the different variations of the metaverse, actually, and the importance of actually becoming a part of the metaverse, because I know a big part of our audience is watching the replay on the podcast, which is awesome. But I want you guys to, again, really understand what the metaverse is. And throughout this whole podcast, I really dove into the different variations of the metaverse. So catch the beginning of that if you haven't. And then right now we're talking about the benefits. So another one of the benefits is a new revenue stream. Now, I know everybody, well, if you haven't heard, one of the best ways to be successful is to have at least 4 streams of income. And when I say successful, I mean, surpass living a paycheck to paycheck life, because everything from there is just abundance and great and appreciated. But for me to say successful is just, again, out of that paycheck to paycheck cycle where you are profiting and being able to reinvest and continue to profit. And that's by having 4 streams of income. And so when it comes to thinking about your business, you think about how you can take one idea and create multiple streams. So just like we were saying, by coming into here, by adding an NFT to access the space, and then that includes merchandise, which maybe the NFT also gets you then 25% off the merchandise. So now you have somebody that's going to buy your NFT. That's one stream of income. They got just a % off of the discount, or on the merch, so they're still going to buy some, so that's a second income. Maybe they're going to still watch the YouTube, so if you getting your YouTube views, then that's a third stream of income. And then maybe what's the fourth one? I don't know, but that's where another opportunity can open up, where maybe you can now do anything, to continue to expand your business, but at least with that one thing, you got 3 streams of income compared to just saying, hey, well, I stream on YouTube and whatever YouTube gives me. No, now you have an NFT to engage with your community. Now you have merchandise to expand your idea. And the beautiful part is you have this physical and digital version of them both. And that is the power, again, of bringing whatever you're thinking and building into the metaverse as well. And welcome Marcelo as well. If you guys have anything you want to add, feel free to drop it in the chat. Otherwise, I do have a question at the end, which is, what's one thing you want to do in the metaverse for fun or for business? I have one more really important benefit of the metaverse, and then we'll get into the question. And the last one is data collection and analysis. Now, the metaverse can provide businesses with valuable data on customer behavior and preferences. This data can be used to improve products and services, as well as inform marketing and advertising strategies. And so why is that important? Because again, not only are you coming in here hopefully as producers, right? Coming in here as builders that are coming to help build this metaverse that is going to be something that you can continue to pass down to your kids to build with whatever you start building in here, or something of that nature. And so, but this data as well, when we are in these spaces, we are also adding to that as well, and understanding that that data is very important. And so we are also inputting that data as well. And that's why I always say we're being a part of that whenever we contribute to that data as well. And so it's
Hello?
just being mindful. Welcome there, Marcelo.
Hello?
Hello there, can you hear us?
I am Brazilian. Não muito bem o inglês, mas estou por aqui para dar uma olhada no espaço, bem bacana. Very beautiful space.
Awesome, well, thank you. I appreciate you for being here. We're just talking about the different variations of the metaverse. What's one thing that you want to do in the metaverse for business or for fun?
I'm not speak English. Então bem pouco.
Okay.
Então,
Well, no pressure then. Thanks for at least stopping by.
bye.
And welcome Kush. I see Kush made it up in the building. I just gave a nice little quick lesson on the different variations of the metaverse. I've been doing this different concept. We've been talking about variations, and I wanted to get a little technical. So last Monday I talked about the different variations of the internet. This Monday I talked about the different variations of the metaverse, and I wanted to just end on a lighter note and talk about what everyone wanted to do in the metaverse. What is something that you see the metaverse for, and is something that you want to actually do in the metaverse for fun or for your business. So Jazzy or Kush, did you want to share?
Sure, you?
We sure can.
Oh, good, yeah. So, well, I would like to do the tournament, as you know, like to set up a chess space. So I want to do that in the future, and I'll do some artwork that people would want to have in their spaces in the future, and sell those as NFTs and performances, streaming performances. Gonna go to a little session tomorrow. They're talking about streaming with YouTube and OBS into different platforms and stuff. So I want to get my head around that.
Nice. That's exciting. And I think one of the really cool things is that even when you talked about like the chess tournament, right? It's not like the typical chess tournaments like we're used to seeing, which, although are exciting, here it's like, you actually being on the chessboard and immersed in this different environment, and it giving like it a whole experience to be playing, in this chess tournament, which I think is one of the really cool benefits of being able to use the metaverse to even do something like that. And then I see Marcelo's dropping some of his spaces from Spatial. That's awesome. And yeah, Kush, I'm definitely excited to see the art. I think in the metaverse, this is also a great way to display your art in all the different ways. And being able to get all the different exposure like you wouldn't have, if you were just displaying it in your actual home. I love that one voiceover that's been going around where it's like, hey, I know on Instagram, if you get like 30 views, it might not seem like that much, but if 30 people walked in and seen what you were doing right now, you'd be pretty excited, so and then thinking about again how we can maximize that viewership by coming and taking our creations into the metaverse or streaming them on YouTube or on all these different platforms like you said. That's important. That's why, like I told you guys last week, I didn't even come and stream a new Women's in the Metaverse because I just went and replayed all of these episodes on Kick. And I'm like, I'm just going to live stream all of these old episodes on a new streaming platform and react to my own content and keep spreading this message because it's important. And these are really important messages that we're creating. So thank you, Marcella. I appreciate you for saying that you love the space. Definitely appreciate it. And Jazzy, was there anything that you wanted to do in the metaverse?
Well, I want to figure out a way. Well, we're going to figure out a way to build the community resource access so that anybody anywhere can access resources wherever they are. So I'm just, we're going to figure out how to connect those dots to get that set up. That's really my main thing that I really want to figure out how to do. For business. For fun, I'm interested. I don't know if I really want to do this. I don't know. I'm kind of skeptic, but I think it will be interesting. They probably already have it, honestly. How online dating will transition to dating in the metaverse is gonna be crazy.
Oh, okay. Listen, I ain't gonna give up too much tea, but we got a little show for that coming out. So you just hold your horses, okay? Because that's definitely something to explore. It's definitely something to explore because, like we said, you're gonna be able to meet all kind of people. And now we got AI. You got all these different things that will help match you and kind of help you start seeding through some things and help you get pointed in the right direction. Yeah. So that's definitely some interesting stuff. Thank you for sharing, especially when it comes to the business and for being able to help, like you said, being able to give back to others and figuring out again how to expand this message. That is the beauty of the metaverse, right? And if you guys haven't seen the Got Your Back store in the Raw Meta Mall, you have to check it out. We are also brewing up some really cool content, that is purpose driven and so much more in that space. So definitely be on the lookout. But this has definitely been a great episode of Women in the Metaverse, talking about all of the variations of the metaverse. Like I said, I know I've said a mouthful. So did anybody have any last questions, thoughts, or concerns about anything they'd like to share about the metaverse or something that they like to do in the metaverse? No. Awesome. Well, for me, I guess I'll end it on mine. You guys know I want to just continue to build my business here in the metaverse. I have a few different stores. I love the idea of my store running 24/7 virtually, and then also onboarding other businesses to go physical to digital while helping them get the resources and the network to support them. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you come. Check out P2draw.io, connect with us, and come meet us here every Monday when we're live at 4 p.m. doing this and having these iron sharpening conversations. See you next week. Peace.